Hello, and welcome to the final episode of Making People Fight to Death. This is the finale. We have all of the previous winners in order of how they won. So, Morgan, who was the first winner, is first, and Doc, who was the last winner at the end of last episode, is in the second of District 12's. Also, I counted before, 15 of these, of the 24 here, were in the original episode. So, the majority of people in the original episode made it to the finale. Now, if I had my way, this would probably just be the finale, but if maybe like a few people switched out, like, for example, I want Red Ghost to still be here. However, he was not in the original, so someone would have to get switched out for him. Other than that, though, I wish that this was all people from the original. And also, since this is the finale, there will only be one round, so I've turned the deaths to a few deaths. So this will be pretty long, around like, if I had to guess, probably like 20 days, since it was like around 15 with in the last episode where I had it set to medium deaths. And also, speaking of which, the second game was 30 minutes, which is alone is longer than every episode except for the last episode. So this could be the second longest episode still. Maybe even the longest if I have a lot to say. But yeah, here's all the winners. You can wait for yourself. Say who you want to win in the comments down below. I want Doc to win. It was his Discord server that got put in here. I want him to win. If not him, then Z3, since she did appear in episode 8. But anyways, let's proceed. Oh, also, I did figure out how to modify events. It literally said right here the entire time, modify events. That's how you remove and add events. So I did remove all of the ones that involve suicide, and I did add in a few. But anyways, let's get on to this. As the tributes stand on their podium, the horn sounds. Z3 breaks Produce Pug's nose for a basket of bread. Doc runs away from the cornucopia. I wonder how much of that we're going to have. Jay severely slices Styx with a sword. I was really hoping for Styx to die by falling into something, like he did in every episode, but nope. Jay just had to ruin it. Thanks a lot, Jay. Michael runs away from the cornucopia. Glug finds a bag full of explosives. Ghost grabs a backpack, not realizing it is empty. Cole takes a spear from inside the cornucopia. Saint runs away from the cornucopia. Whiteghost grabs a jar of fishing bait while Fish grabs fishing gear. Cake Knights clutches a first aid kit and runs away. Decon grabs backpack, not realizing it's empty. Boob finds a backpack, not full of camping equipment. Julius runs away from the cornucopia. Oh, also, when I was setting this up and going and seeing who all the winners was, before that I completely forgot that I had put Julius in here, making, in my opinion, Julius the most forgettable contestant in this series. Me6 retrieves a trident from inside the cornucopia. Morgan runs away from the cornucopia. WWA DFH runs into the cornucopia and hides. Microwave breaks Chico's nose for a basket of bread. Also, I'll be perfectly fine with the results as long as WWADFH and Microwave are not the winners. As long as neither of them win, I'll be fine. Tim Drake finds a canteen full of water. Glean breaks Sweetly's nose for a basket of bread. Day 1. Microwave receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Me6 receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Red Growth is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Ghost, Saint, and Boob hunt for other tributes. WWADFH discovers a river. Michael questions his sanity. Jay thinks about home. Cake Knights kills Z3 with a hatchet. Rest in peace, Z3. Fridge receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Sweetly steals from Julius while he isn't looking. Glug begs for Decon to Ilham, they refuse, keeping Glug alive. Glean, Morgan, and Doc hunt for the tributes. Carl receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Chico diverts M. Drake's attention and runs away. Pooh's pug is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Proceed. Styx and Z3 are dead. Rest in peace to those two. Fridge tends to his wounds. Carl and Pooh's pug track down and kill WWADFH. Thank you. Thank you to these two. These two. I want one of them to win if Doc doesn't win now. Me6 climbs a tree last. Also, I really wish that instead of Fridge, it was my Minecraft skin. That's what another change I would make if I had it my way. Because then we could see my amazing Minecraft skin here instead of Fridge. Glug is unable to start a fire and seeps out warmth. Julius dies from hypothermia. This is on few deaths, and there's already 4. I was expecting that, the first, few days to all have no deaths, because when I had this on minimal, there'd be, 3 days could go by with no deaths. Cake Knights and Glean sleep in shifts. Boob starts a fire. Doc receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Ghost, Microwave, and Deacon discuss the games and what might happen in the morning. Morgan bashes Jay's head against the rock several times. Honestly, Jay killed Styx, and I was really wanting Styx to die by falling, like the joke that I was making in many videos, even without him there. So, Morgan, thank you. Oh, Michael forces Tim Drake to kill Redgrowth the Saint. He decides to kill Redgrowth. This video is going to be a lot shorter than I thought. Sweetly severely injures Chico, but puts her out of her misery. This is on minimal deaths, right? I'm gonna have to. What if I accidentally set this to a lot of deaths by mistake instead of minimal? Well, we'll see when we get there. Michael, Glean, and Wheatley hunt for the tributes. Saint was using explosives from an unknown sponsor. Me6 steals from Pooh's pug while he isn't looking. Glug receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. Cake Knights travels to higher ground. Boob discovers a liver. Deacon fishes. Tim Drake makes a wooden sphere. Ghost and Doc work together for the day. Fridge receives an explosive from an unknown sponsor. Carl tends to spear fish with a trident. Yeah, that's what it said. Microwave sees smoke rise in distance but decides not to investigate. It's probably Michael lighting something on fire. Morgan thinks about home. 5 cannon shots. WWADFH, Julius, Jay, Redgrowth, and Chico. Rest in peace. And here's everyone who's still alive and everyone who has kills. Morgan, Pooh's Pug, Sweetly, Cake Knight, Tim Drake. Now we can proceed. Doc receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Me6 and Pooh's Pug sleep in shifts. Deacon and Microwave sleep in shifts. Sweetly, Michael, Fridge, Carl, and Tim Drake sleep in shifts. Everyone is just sleeping in shifts. Ghost fends Cake Knight, Glean, and Boob away from his fire. Glug lets Morgan into his shelter. Saint screams for help. Day 3. Morgan steals from Sweetly while she isn't looking. Tim Drake sees smoke rise in the distance but decides not to investigate. Deacon steals from Cake Knight while she isn't looking. Michael hunts for other tributes. Pooh's Pug is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Boob makes a slingshot. Ghost fishes. Saint, Doc, and Me6 track down and kill Fridge. I'm surprised it took them that long. After all, I'm the person that is forcing them to fight to the death. You expect me to be the first one they kill. Glean, Microwave, and Carl hunt for the tributes. Glean is pricked by thorns while picking berries. Fridge is dead. I'm dead. Deacon and Glug tell stories about themselves to each other. Cake Knight and Michael huddle for warmth. Saint destroys Morgan's supplies while he is asleep. Pooh's Pug kills Tim Drake with a sickle. Boob and Carl tell stories about themselves to each other. is Carl tells Boob about all of the crazy things that Carl has seen people say in Discord servers. I cannot say what they are because I do not want to get cancelled. Ghost receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. I do not want my 10 subscribers to unsubscribe from me. Darkseid really slices Green with a sword. Me6 sees a fire but stays hidden, and sweetly convinces Microwave to snuggle with her. Day 4, and there's a lot more people dead than I was expecting already. Wait, this is not going to reset if I go to our options. No, it's not. See, low death rate. There's more people dying here than when I had on minimal. What does this do? This would decrease on average the number of players who run away from the Cornucopians. I should have had this set. I should have actually read through these. Let's see what else I could have done. I did the customized text thing. Export your cast to it. Export your cast to a text file to use updates. Okay, I'm just going to go back. I'm really hoping that one of the things that I added 2 things. They can happen during the day or the night. I hope one of them happens at some point. Both of them are ways that someone could die or be eliminated, I guess. Microwave tries to spear through the entire day, sleep through the entire day, and PewDiePug tries to spear fish with a trident. No, actually, PewDiePug tries to sleep fish with a trident. Cake Knights fishes, so both PewDiePug and Cake Knights are fishing. We're just going to say they're doing it together and they're allies now, because I haven't made an alliance war for this episode yet. I want it to be longer because I was expecting a few deaths to make it long, but no, apparently I need to make some stories up now. Morgan and Michael work together for the day, so these two are also in an alliance now. So we'll see what happens with that. So there's this alliance between Morgan and Michael, the M alliance as I will call it. We might see some others like Me6, Microwave, hopefully not Microwave. I don't think Michael would let Microwave into this alliance, as I'm pretty sure Michael hates Microwave, from at least what he has said when I talk about Microwave. Me6 could join though. That's probably the only person. But anyways, currently Me6 is hunting for the tributes with Saint, Carl, Glug, and Doc. Maybe Me6 will end up forming an alliance with Carl. I'm not going to make this permanent alliance. We already made 2 for today. Meanwhile, Boobs sprains his ankle while lying away from Sweetly. Deacon is pricked by thorns while picking berries, and Ghost receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Tim and Glenn are dead. I could have sworn I removed this. Did it not save? Huh? Modify events. It's not showing up. I removed it. Huh? I mean that night. I removed it from night, right? Why is it showing up? Also, because they're not showing up, the things I add were player randomly dies. Oh wait. I think he said put player 1 and player 1. I completely ruined it. But gets locked in Doc's basement forever was the other one. It would have been so good, but I messed it up. Wait. Yeah, there's nothing about suicide in here. I removed all of it. Why is this still happening? You know what? No. Instead, what happens is Cake Knight, Michael, Boob, and Saint get locked in Doc's basement forever. That's what it says now. I removed all of the things involving suicide because I did not want it here. And it still happens. Does this simulator just hate me? Huh? Report bug. No. Oh, I'll do this afterwards. I'm suing. My lawyer will be hearing about this. Now, it's supposed to be minimal deaths as well. This is annoying. Whose pug looks at the night sky, sweetly tries to anchor herself to sleep. Glug, Microwave, Deacon, and Morgan tell each other ghost stories to lighten the mood. Doc and Me6 hold hands. Ghost Car sees a fire that stays hidden, and Call receives explosive from an unknown sponsor. The simulator just could not work. From now on, this says Cake Knight, Michael, Boob, and Saint get locked in Doc's basement forever. That's what it says, and if anyone says otherwise in the comments, I will find where you live and force you to do this in real life. That was a joke. Sweetly begs for Ghost Car to kill her. He refuses, keeping Sweetly alive. Glug collects fruit from a tree. Deacon defeats Me6 in a fight but spares his life. Callbot throws a knife into Microwave's head. Callbot took down both Microwave and WWADFH. Call, I want you to win now. Whose Pug steals from Morgan while he isn't looking, and Deacon receives a hatchet from an unknown sponsor. One death and 4 eliminations because these 4 got locked in Doc's basement, so they're not dead, they're just locked in Doc's basement forever. At least in this, or at least until this is over. Anyways, our main are Morgan, Deacon, Ghost Car, Callbot, Me6, Poo's Pug, Glug, Sweetly, and Doc. I think this. How much is left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 left. And the way I want this to go, first place I want to be Callbot because they killed both WWADFH and Microwave. Second, Doc. Third, either, well, the next few in any order could be Morgan, Deacon, Ghost Claw, Poo's Pug, and Sweetly. And then Me6 and Glug, I want to be the next 2 dead. But that's probably not going to happen. Night 5, Call cooks his food before putting his fire out. Deacon stays awake all night. Sweetly is unable to start a fire and seeps out warmth. Ghost tends to his wounds. Morgan tends to Glug's wounds. Me6 receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. And Doc defeats Purus in a fight but spares his life. The feast. Doc says not to go to the feast. Glug says not to go to the feast. Sweetly throws a knife into Call's chest. No! Call. Oh, and also Morgan kills Me6 for his supplies, so both of the bots are dead now. Ghost Car shoots an arrow at Purus Pug but misses and kills Deacon instead. Rest in peace, Deacon. And rest in peace, Call. You killed both of the bad people here, but you still died. Pudis ambushes Sweetly and kills her. Thank you, Pudis. You have avenged Call. Doc diverts Glug's attention and runs away. Morgan camouflages himself in the bushes, and Ghost thinks about home. 4 cannon shots Call, Me6, Deacon, and Sweetly. Night 6. Morgan tries to treat his infection. Glug climbs a tree to rest. Doc quietly hums, and Ghost kills Poo's Pug as he tries to run. Rest in peace, Poo's Pug. You avenged Call. And now all 4 of them are hunting for other trees together. They thought there was a 5th one left. They thought that they thought that the 4 who got locked in Doc's basement were still here. So they're hunting for them, not knowing that they're locked in Doc's basement and eliminated. Who's Pug? Rest in peace. Morgan has 2. Ghost Claw has 2. Doc has 2, and Glug has none. Doc also has the most experience, as he was in all of them. While Morgan was only in the first one, Ghost was only in the first and second one, and Glug was in like 4 and 5. So, but Doc has been in all of them. Morgan and Ghost run into each other and decide to choose for the night. Glug sees a fire but stays hidden, and Doc receives clean water from an unknown sponsor. Doc runs away from Ghost. Morgan dies from an infection, and Glug discovers a liver. Doc loses sight of where he is, and Ghost tends to Glug's wounds. This could be the last proceed. I want Doc to win. If not Doc, then Ghost. And I don't want Glug to win. Glug runs away from Ghost, and Doc receives medical supplies from an unknown sponsor. Let me guess, it's going to be like 5 more days go by before someone dies. Glug starts a fire, Ghost quietly hums, and Doc receives fresh food from an unknown sponsor. Doc makes a slingshot, Glug takes flowers, and Ghost discovers a cave. On the event, a volcano erupts at the center. Doc pushes Ghost into lava as Glug is burned arid in ash, making Doc the winner. His Discord server. The first episode was called Putting This Discord Server into, or forcing this Discord server to fight to the death. And it was Doc's Discord server. And now, as I said in the last episode, it then branched out, and a bunch of other things like Glug, the Iberian Peninsula, actors such as Hugh Jackman, Alex Brightman, a bunch of other things got put in here, and it would have never happened. This entire series would never have happened if it wasn't for this guy right here, which is why I wanted him to win. He is the perfect winner. Doc, good job. With 3 kills as well. Bruce also got 3. Wait, who all did Brutus kill? Wait. Wait, Bruce was the other one that killed Delito. Bruce and Carl. Then after Carl died, Bruce avenged Carl. I should have talked about a story with these two. Well, it's 2 right now. But anyways, Doc won, and that's all that matters. Also, no deaths occurred between all of this. Also, no deaths here. No deaths here. Anyways, this isn't important. Anyways, good job, Doc, on being the winner. The true winner of the Forcing People to Fight to the Death series. I have loved making these videos. It is sad that this is the last one. I'm gonna miss this series. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.